What's going on, guys? Isaiah or /Buddy24 here. Today, bringing you my final trophy guide for ABZU. Today, I'll be going over the Ecosystem Trophy. And for this trophy, you need to find all of the hidden pools in the game. So this is the final guide for ABZU and the final collectible guide. And like I said, in this video, we'll be going over the Ecosystem Trophy. And for that, you need to find all 20 of the hidden pools. So pretty similar to the other collectibles in the game. It's pretty straightforward what you have to do, but kind of different from the shells. These are honestly a lot easier to find, mainly because they're all really close to one another, as you're gonna kind of see as this video progresses. So our first three pools are actually right here at the very start of the game in this green area once again. The first one, if you just swim in, as you saw there, directly at the start, and then swim to your right, you will find pool number 1. And then as you see, pool number 2 not too far away from that one, so there won't be a lot of cuts in this video because all of the pools are honestly pretty close to one another. So for pool number 2, just go forward and then left from pool number 1, and you'll have your second pool. And then pretty similarly, pool number 3 is going to be a bit left as well of pool number 2, so it kind of forms a little triangle shape, which is going to be a common theme as we progress through these hidden pools. There are also, it's important to mention, I guess, that there are 4 pools in each chapter. Not every chapter, but chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. There are 4 pools in each of those chapters, so it's a pretty even split. And honestly, save for maybe 1 or 2, they're all honestly pretty easy to find. So moving on now to our 4th pool and the last one for the first chapter. It's right here once again after that green area where the shark comes and destroys your little robot friend. And then similarly to the hidden shell location, you just fly on here to the surface of the ocean here, and then just really straight ahead, not too far off to the side, you will find pool number 4. So that's going to do it for chapter 1. Now on to chapter number 2. If you've been watching my other ABZU guides, a lot of these locations for these collectibles are, I mean, it's basically the same locations for every collectible. So it would honestly be a lot more efficient to do all of these in one playthrough instead of having to play through the game 3 times to get, all 3 groups of collectibles. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. But here we are now onto pools number 5, 6, and 7. They are all in this pink area here at the start of chapter 2. The first one, similar to how chapter 1 started, is just a bit off to your right side. And then the second pool in this area is going to be forward and to the left once again. Right here on top of this cave, which I think you have to go later on to actually unlock the next area inside the cave. But right on top of that cave will be pool number 6. And then similar to how chapter 1 went, if you just backtrack a bit and then go to your left once again, as you'll see coming up here, that will be where pool number 7 will be located. So they're all pretty easy to find and pretty much an open area. And I will once again have timestamps in the description below. If you were somehow unable to find one of the pools, you can just refer to the description and then skip ahead throughout the video as you see fit. So those are the 3 pools in this pink area. The pool number 8 and the last one for this chapter will be right here in this open water area once again, where there's the large school of fish up above. Similarly to where the hidden shell was located, just swim out here to the meditation statue that's on top of that rocky pillar, and then just swim down to the ocean floor, and the pool will be on the opposite side of where this pillar is. The opposite side of where the shell is on this pillar. I kind of get lost here because I kind of forgot where this one was, but I believe for the shell you swim down the pillar then to your left. I kind of figure out here in a second, but basically you just swim down the pillar, and then on the opposite side of the pillar on the right side is where you will find your 8th hidden pool for ABZU. Also kind of useful to mention, which I actually didn't find out until I was doing this video, the last video, At the end of every chapter, there's a little glyph that you can actually interact with, and then doing that sort of makes your character glow blue, and it gives him actually a really useful speed boost. You swim a lot faster. The game takes about 2 hours to beat, but with the speed boost you could probably do it in like under an hour. So once again, if you haven't played this game, you definitely should. It takes an hour or two depending on how quickly you want to go. But anyways, moving swiftly on here to this golden area in chapter number 3. Once again, there are 3 pools in this sort of open area. This time, pool number 9, the first of being on your left-hand side, just out a bit and forward on your left-hand side, right when you enter the area. And then moving on now to pool number 10, and the second for this area. It's a bit in a different spot, closer towards the door where you have to go through to progress through the game. But it's just a bit forward, and then to your right side of the door, and right up here on this ledge will be pool number 10. So we are halfway done with the pools. Our next pool will actually be at the bottom of this area. So directly from pool number 10, all you have to do is swim on down to the bottom of this area here. And then as you can see there, just kind of tucked away. This one is maybe a bit harder to find because you're not necessarily going to be swimming around down here. But I already actually had unlocked this one. But as you can see there, that is where pool number 11 is. So as per the routine so far, we have one more pool in a different area for this chapter. But it's not too far away. It's actually just right through the door that you go through after clearing out that last golden area. And it's directly on the path that you have to go to progress through the game, so you probably would not have missed this one. But there it is, and that is pool number 12. So that does it for the pools for our first 3 chapters. Now we're moving on to chapter number 4. And once again, the pattern stays consistent. There are 3 pools in this next area, which is the area with the blinking triangular mine things once again. And as you can see here, my character is glowing blue because I found the glyph for this chapter. So it makes it a lot easier to having to swim around and find all these collectibles, most definitely. But our first pool for the area, pool number 13, is right straight ahead after you finish the blue whale section. You really can't miss that one. It's right straight ahead after you come at the end of the blue whale part. But from there, for pool number 14, all you have to do is follow the little path I took there, just a bit to your left, underneath a couple hanging rock ledges. And then right in front of this pool number 14 here, you can see the doorway you have to go through. So you can kind of use that as like a reference point. And right from there, on the opposite side of the door, the right-hand side of the door as opposed to the left-hand side, right over here, near one of the generators you have to activate, will be pool number 15, and the third one for this area. And then the third of the fourth for chapter number 4. So now for the fourth and final pool for this chapter, which is right here once again in the section with the sperm whales and little tubes blowing out the black smoke. This one can be a bit off of the path, at least compared to the other ones. But as opposed to swimming all the way down to the surface to continue where you need to go to activate the healing ritual, pool number 16 here is around some big whales as you saw there, but it's just hanging out on this little rock ledge, kind of above where you need to go next. So that one can be, you may have missed that one if you play through the game, but still not too difficult to find compared to some of the other collectibles in the game. And yeah, so we have 4 more hidden pools to go and then we'll be all done. The last 4 hidden pools are all in this chapter, the Underwater City chapter. Our first 2 pools are in the first little section here, so right when you make your first big jump into the water below, you will find pool number 17 right here, kind of in the middle of the area, just on the other side of the first big staircase you swim past. And then really close to pool number 17 will be pool number 18. All you have to do is swim literally for like 5 or 10 seconds, not even, just on the other side of one of the other little structures, and you will have your 18th pool. So as you can see, a lot of these pools are pretty easy in comparison to some of the hidden shells and the meditation statues. None of them are really that difficult to find. And speaking of that, we have our final two pools here, pools number 19 and 20. Number 19 is right there in the second half of this chapter, right after you make your big jump into the water below. Right directly to your left, right underneath you will be pool number 19. And now we're on pool number 20, our final pool and final collectible for the game. All you need to do is go from pool number 19 and just swim a bit forward and to your right in the same direction as that 12th meditation statue from before. And then right here, not too difficult to find, also will be pool number 20, our final pool for ABZU and our final collectible for the game. So that's going to do it for ABZU, guys. I had a lot of fun doing the guides for this game. Also had a lot of fun just playing the game in general. I quite enjoyed it. And that's going to do it for my trophy guides for ABZU. If they helped you out at all, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe if you are new. And now that we have ABZU out of the way, we'll be moving on to some other games, mainly Horizon Zero Dawn. Probably going to be doing some CSGO content and Rainbow Six Siege content as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for that stuff. But also be sure to subscribe if you're new. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.